Shawnigan Lake School is celebrating 100 years this year. You're watching Go, and today we're going to look at some of its history. Playing around with nostalgia, we visit the National Toy Museum in Victoria. A competitive table-topping senior shows off his quick reflexes, and exactly how is up-island logging affecting the Englishman River? You'll find out later in the show. Lots to recollect, plenty to retain, right here on Go. Hey guys, welcome to Go. Tradition up today. I just love this old school, nestled in the countryside in Shawnigan Lake. In the school, there's a museum. This is curator Rosemary. And so explain a little bit about how the school came into being.
Well, the school was founded by a gentleman called Christopher Windley Lonsdale, who was educated at Westminster School in London, England, and apparently always wanted to run a traditional British-type boarding school in Western Canada. So he started originally by buying a piece of land here, and he started with about 9 students, and we're now just under 500, so we've grown considerably.
You have this museum. It's beautifully arranged into decades. I love that. Where are we standing right now, and what is this beautiful vehicle behind me here?
This is a 1923 Model T, and it's not the car we originally wanted. Originally we wanted a Packard because that's what Lonsdale used to drive, but at that point we couldn't find one. So this was kindly donated by a family in Duncan, and actually a Model T, not this one, but a Model T was the first car on campus. And it actually belonged to our head of maintenance, not to the headmaster, so maybe a slight interesting point there. She will run, she just needs some oil and some new inner tubes, and we can drive her out of here.
Now this car dates back to really when the school was first introduced, right?
Yes, it would have only been about 8 years old at that point.
And you guys have just celebrated your centennial. Explain that, because there's a ton of renovation work that just took place.
There is. Well, we've redone the main school building, sort of our iconic building. Well, this building is now called the Learning Commons, but the building in this format has existed pretty much since 1916. In 26, there was a huge fire that took the whole thing down. It was rebuilt in 27, and we've just spent the last 3 years putting it so that it looks very much the same, but it's far more modern inside.
Jim Shaw, who's in the Shaw family that runs the company I work for, basically he came to the school. Explain that real quick.
Well, yes, indeed. He was a student here, and he seems to have enjoyed his time here, and he and the whole Shaw family have been very generous to us since then.
We're going to continue our trip down memory lane with the first story now from the National Toy Museum of Canada, which is on Broad Street in Victoria above Cherry Bomb Toys. Let's meet the curator.